Right, here I am, yeah, Suffolk Triumph. I bet you're thinking, crikey, what's he going to ride now? Oh, another naughty boy. Yeah, slightly tamer naughty boy. Yeah, Triumph, Street Triple, 765. Just the yeah, marvellous. Slightly different clock. Not quite as fancy on the suspension, but still adjustable suspension. Anyway, we'll get going. Oh, listen to that. Half a tank of fuel. I'll tell you more when we get going. Yeah, mirrors just set up right. Oh, that's marvellous, isn't it? Side stand up and we're off. Oh, look at that. Very smooth through this tiny little gap. And there we go. All very sensible. We do have a quick shifter. Oh, and it's marvellous, even at this slow speed. So there we go. What have we got? Let me get my visor down a bit. We've got glorious sunshine, a blue sky, Mickey Mouse mirrors that have been hit by an anvil. Yeah. Pretty simple controls. Traction control, rain and road, that's all. Yeah. But still that marvellous triple engine, yeah, that goes like Billy O. Obviously not dusted at the moment because we're in a 30 mile an hour. Yeah. Handling, turning in. Do I notice a difference in the suspension? Slightly. It's still pretty good. But it handles just lovely, just the same. Yeah. Obviously I haven't gone very far. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down the dual carriageway, yeah, A12. Oh, I used the clutch, I forgot. It's got a quick shifter. There we go. Into 6th. Yeah, so we're going down the A12. We'll go down to the boatyard where I'm going to stop and have a cup of tea. Yeah, I fancy a cup of tea this time. And we'll do a walk round and then we'll get onto the Suffolk Road and we'll see what we do with the senses. Obviously, you'll recall from my exploits on the RS, I absolutely loved it. I did 2 up with Mrs. Tame. Mrs. Tame had reservations, shall we say. Yeah. From a rider's point of view, 2 up didn't make no difference. Don't know whether this will be the same because the back suspension's different. Yeah, and I'll talk about that later. Because the back suspension's different, the tail isn't quite as high, so you're not quite as sporty, shall we say, in the position. Just a little fraction more upright, which a lot of people would favour. Yeah. Price wise, well, there's about £4 difference. Yeah, you pay for all the stuff you get on the RS, but you'd expect to, wouldn't you? Yeah, you don't get nothing for nothing, do you? That's wrong, isn't it? I can't remember what it is, but yeah, you don't get anything for nothing. That's it. So brakes, it's got Brembos still, but they're not the performance Brembos that are on the RS. No. So we'll see how it goes round here. Just absolutely fine, like it's on rails. It doesn't go bad. I need to change that mirror because it's looking down a bit too much. So obviously it's a glorious day today, yeah, and it's nice to be on here. We don't have a huge amount of wind, other than the wind that's coming over this dinky little clock, and there is quite a bit there, yeah, but not too bad at all, if you can hear me. Engine braking's quite good. Just see if I can twist that up a bit. Ah, that's better. Got it now. Perfect. Yeah, engine braking, very good. And that engine just sounds so sweet. It's a very naughty engine that encourages you to go on a bit. Oh, a little bit of a blip in the quick shifter. Oh, lovely. Oh, and like it's on rails. Absolutely marvellous. Of course, we do have the same issue, don't we? Speed limits. It is a little bit of a dual carriageway up here, so we can't go crazy here, but we can go on a little bit when we get onto the dual carriageway bit. I've got to say, the suspension so far, because the bumps start here, seem okay, yeah. But this is where the rail washboard starts. And it seems to deal with it pretty well, yeah, excellent. And of course, the classic, a number 75 bus, just to spoil everything. So, you know, a lot of people think a lot of these reviews I do are just a laugh. They're meant to be a laugh, but they do have a serious point to them, and that is, you know, the roads I choose, the real roads, they're the roads we encounter. They're not the roads we seek out, but they're the ones that we come up with, aren't they? And this is a really good test, this road, for suspension, particularly at speed, because it's absolutely shattered is the road, I'd say. That's a polite way of putting it. I've got the indicator on. I don't know if the self-cancelling down here might be an opportunity to see if it'll stop. I'll give it a little while and see if it stops over the level crossing, bumpety bump. And it has. Self-cancelling indicators, there you go, marvellous. So quick shifter, self-cancelling indicators, it's just tickety-boo, isn't it? And of course we're also going to do the Boatyard Road, yeah, which is possibly the worst road you can imagine. Wait for this car. Let him get out and we'll get down there to the boatyard. Marvellous. Now, sort of 20-30 miles an hour on a relatively comfortable bike is more than enough. We're doing 30, so this I would say would be pushing most bikes, but it seems to be okay. Big bump here, just stand up a little bit there. Yeah, but it's dealing with it absolutely fine at 30 miles an hour. Yeah, excellent. Like that. Marvellous. And I'll let you have a little look when I get off. Engine off, side stand down, bike over, and let's have a little look at it before we go anywhere. There you go. Triumph Street Triple 765R in like gunmetal silver metallic. It's just marvellous. Yeah, well, let's get the other camera out. Right, here we are. Yeah, I've just had a nice cup of tea on board, and now we're back. Yeah, Triumph Street Triple 765R. You can see it's still got twin discs on the front, Brembo, but not the Sport Brembo brakes. Don't know what the difference is, so don't ask me. Basically the same bike, just a few changes with suspension and electronics. Yeah, you can see it's a lot lower down behind, a lot more level. So Mrs. Tay might be alright on this, I don't know. This is in like a metallic silver. It's marvellous. Oh, big boat out there. Same bug eyes. Yeah, you're either gonna like it or hate it. I don't mind it. It is lovely to ride, that's for sure. Quick shifter. What more can I say that's different from the RS? You should watch my RS video first, yeah, and then come back. You'll get all the info. Over 100 brake horsepower, nice big seat, plenty of room on it. I'm 6'2", I don't feel cramped. You do feel a little bit more sat up, which is marvellous, isn't it? If you don't like being on your wrists, yeah, than the RS, that is. That excellent triple engine. Like I say, over 100 brake horsepower, I can't remember exactly now, but what a marvellous bike. Dash is slightly different. Yeah, so let's get going, and I'll get onto the senses test. I mean, oh, just look at this little tail light. That's just marvellous. I like that. Yeah. A lot of people have commented on this saying they wish they hadn't had that. Well, you've got to fasten your number plate and your light, and it's got to come behind the back wheel for regulation, so can't say much more about that. Yeah, all right then, right, let's get back on board. Right, here we go. Oh, there's a dog barking over there, marvellous. Back on board, ignition on. Clock. Oh well, it's sort of a mixture, difficult to describe really, but it's okay. Oh, marvellous, straight off. Let's get going. Ah, yeah, nice to just sit on the water again. Yeah, and I don't mean literally sitting on the water, of course, you know what I mean. But now, got to get this baby back, I know. Quick shifter, it really surprises me, even at slow speed. It's just marvellous. Over these bumps, the suspension, the cheaper suspension, is no problems at all. But as you know, up here, oh, we've got speed bump after speed bump. Excellent. And another one, but not too bad at all. The sun is really warm, yeah, except when you get moving. The wind is a bit nippy, but very pleasant on a motorbike. It's got to be said, it's the way to travel as we go back up this road. So yeah, right, so here we are onto the Suffolk road. As you can see from the sign that's hiding behind the hedge, cars, bicycles, horses, small people, large people, and as I've said before, fridges, mattresses, kitchen sinks, gravel, potholes, all sorts of things. So I'm going to take it steady. It's a bumpy old road. I don't know where the potholes are, but hopefully we won't hit one. Yeah, marvellous. With the hedgerows all overgrown as well. Can't quite see as far as you usually can, except for here. It just deals with everything just so well. I mean, obviously I'm not going crazy. This is where I would usually stop and do the walk round, because it's a nice view. Yeah, marvellous. And then of course we're into a 30. Oh, that car. Oh, don't move over then, missus. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, absolutely fine, because this is a bumpy old road on these bends. Yeah, marvellous looking dog here. Excellent. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it, to be out on a bike in weather like this. Hot pub there with a marvellous dog outside, people walking with a marvellous dog. What we need to get onto though are the senses. So taste, well, this would taste like hot popping candy, I reckon. Yeah, something like that. Something sweet and fun, because I think this is a bit of a fun bike, but also capable of other things. Yeah, commuting, everything. And then of course smell, well, it's a new bike, smells like a new bike, because it's going to, isn't it? There's a high possibility of horses, that's why I'm being a bit cautious. And this hill, oh, marvellous. Very easy, I've got to say, on these roads. But to look at, well, I'll just give you a little wipe in case there's any bugs. To look at, you know what it looks like. Either you're going to like it or you're going to hate it. I'm not sure which. It depends on where you're coming from, doesn't it? I'm a bit of a functionalist. Yes, I like things to be attractive, obviously. It's one of the senses. But as a functionalist, it's whether it does the job it's intended to do. And this is intended to be an all-round bike. I know, yeah, a sporty all-round bike, but at £9,500 or thereabouts, it's the same price as a Bonneville, a bit cheaper maybe than a Bonneville. £1,000 more than a Suzuki 8S. And a couple of £1,000 more than a Hornet. Yeah, I'm allowing for the quick shifter there. You're getting a lot more tech. You get more for your money. It seems to me that all these different prices that you get on bikes, you're generally paying for something, and you are getting something extra. It's all about whether you actually want that extra, isn't it? And that's what Triumph have tried to do. They made the RS and they made the Daytona one. Yeah, I know, they're just crazy machines. But you pay for it. Yeah. So yeah, that's to look at. To feel, it's Triumph, it's good quality, it feels nice, everything feels nice on it and solid. Even the switch gear is simple to use, there's nothing complicated about it, not too many buttons. So yeah, to touch and feel, marvellous. And the sound, well, it's that triple engine. You could probably get a pipe for it. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get a pipe for it. It is a bit quiet, but the noise it makes, it's splendiferous. Yeah, everybody knows that. It's the triple engine. It does make a nice sound. It's the cross between that parallel twin and the big fours, isn't it? So that's all the senses done, except for the sixth sense. Yeah. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel lovely. I mean, there, just at a nice steady pace, you're off and away. That quick shifter, it's just so smooth. And the bike handles and just stays put where you want it. It's just incredible. But more and more bikes are getting like this, aren't they? You know, we have been spoiled rotten. How does it make me feel? I'm very pleased to be riding it. It's pretty comfy. It goes well enough. Would I have one? Yeah, I think I would. I'd try and find the extra money for the RS, but I'd need to find out what it's like to up, of course. Yeah. Don't know if there's any rozzers around, but I might just have a little play down here. But of course, we have the age-old problem, don't we? Yeah, traffic. Yes, the bike goes just absolutely fine. It's really got a turn of speed, and it makes you feel excited. But the time comes when you've got to take it back. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself on it. I've got to be honest, I've been gone quite a long time. I hope Jake's going to be alright with that. It's the sensible option out of the 765s, isn't it? That's what it is. You know, £9,500. You get the looks. You get that marvellous engine. Yeah, it is the sensible option. So what's it up against competitor wise? Well, I don't know. There's not a lot can live with it really. I don't think performance wise, particularly at that sort of money. But it's whether you need that performance. Just give you another little wipe, because I don't know what the camera lens is like, but my visor is absolutely blathered. Yeah. But anyway, I've got to take it back, and we're here now, so I shall get in here. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Let's get over here. I won't sit there, so I'll just stop here. side stand down, over we go, engine off. Let's have a quick look at it. There you go, Triumph Street Triple 765. A marvellous bike at a sensible price here at Suffolk Triumph. Yeah, marvellous. But there's the baby. Ta-ta.